Stockholm International Peace Research Institute have released its latest data. And let me tell you that SIPRI actually releases the data upon the amount that has been spent over the defense budgets. And over here, according to the latest data, SIPRI, according to the latest data that is available, or the latest report that has been released by SIPRI, or Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, the 2025 report, it says that India has ranked as the fifth largest defense spender globally. The expenditure, it has risen to more than $92 billion in 2025, and the global military spending had hit during this period in 2025 the record high. And also this signals the arms race as well. Alright, also this reflects that India's two-front security is a challenge that is leading to more increased spending when it comes to the defense budget. So this is the big five. The top one position is maintained by US, then is China, then Russia, then Germany, and now India is the fifth largest spender when it comes to the defense. Alright, when it comes to the global spending, so there had been total 2.9% rise in the global spending in the defense budgets, and the budget have rose for the globe at $2.89 trillion. Alright, that is 2.5% of the global GDP. It is the highest military burden that we can say. Now over here, one of the most interesting thing is that when it comes to the the increase in the spending of or in the defense budget, so there had been, now India, as it is, we have seen that it is the fifth largest global spender. Its outlays, they have they have increased from to 8.9% to $92.1 billion. Over here, the major thing that have led to this rising of the defense spending is brief, intense May 2025 India and Pakistan skirmish that have featured that there were combat aircraft, drones and missiles which were used during Operation Sindoor. And that was the catalyst, and that led to increase in spending amount that India is spending right now. Over here, one more important thing is that there is a kind of vicious cycle that plays in the South Asian dynamics. Whenever India starts spending more on the defense, Pakistan sees it as a threat, and ultimately Pakistan spending has also been spiked from 11% to $11.9 billion, and this has been fueled by the emergency aircraft and missile orders that were there from China. Now, when it comes to India, so India has two factors which have majorly reason for the increased spending. The first one is the China challenge. All right, when it comes to China, China is we are seeing that there are rising friction during or along the LAC and modernization of People's Liberation Army forces, and ultimately India want to have a deterrent capacity when it comes to China. At the same time, India is looking at the Indo-Pacific and the IOR region as well, or the Indian Oceanic region as well, and we are transitioning from the regional presence to a net security provider in the complete region, in the Indian Oceanic region, so that we can counter the maritime encirclement that is being done by China as well. So this is how we have, spent, or the complete defense posture have changed over a period of time. So the phase one was post-independence, that was till the Sino attack, that is Indo-Sino, or you can say the China war that we had in 1962. So it focused majorly on non-alignment and Panchsheel and the domestic development over any kind of militarization. But after the defeat in 1962, what happened was there was second phase, that was the turning point where the complete Indo-China war, it had shattered the idealism and catalyzed the first major structural shift that we have seen towards the rapid defense modernization. Then came the third phase, that is the nuclear umbrella. In 1998, we did the Pokhran 2, and ultimately, after these tests, it had shifted the complete doctrine of India in the defense framework, and we shifted from the credible minimum deterrence and no first use policy. We shifted to these two important legs when it comes to the defense strategic framework. Then what happened was there were institutional reforms. There were Kargil Review Committee that was set up after the 1999 Kargil war, and it had highlighted that there had been intelligence gap and that led to modern integrated defense planning into India. And this is the current phase that we are seeing, that we are transitioning from a reactive defensive posture to proactive deterrence as well as multi-domain operation, where we can lead operations on the land, sea, as well as air and the cyberspace as well. Now, at the same time, when it comes to modernization of defense and the building up of defense industry in India, so we are moving towards the autonomy or Atmanirbharta in defense. All right, India is pivoting from the world's largest importer right now to a significant manufacturer. There is strategic autonomy that depends on the defense industrial capacity as well, or the domestic industrial capacity, and the reducing dependency on the Russia and diversifying to France, USA and Israel are also certain key tactical shifts that you are seeing. And this is the security dilemma gap that is leading to more and more severe infuse or push into the defense sector in India. There is India which modernizes itself. All right, then what happens is Pakistan, it perceives itself as a threat, and thereby Pakistan hikes its budget by 11%. Again goes that India is forced to increase the spending to 8.9% so that we can maintain the deterrence parity as well. Now, when it comes to indigenization, these are the pillars of Indian modern military indigenization that we can see. All right, there is LCA Tejas or Light Combat Aircraft Tejas, which is symbol of aerospace self-reliance and technological maturity as well. When it comes to the IDEX, that is Innovation for Defense Excellence, over here we are empowering the startups and the micro, small and medium enterprises as well. And when it comes to the Defense Acquisition Procedure or Policy 2020, it has focused on the indigenous content. Right now, there is a target of export target that is 21,000 crore rupees. All right, we have already achieved the record defense exports of 21,083 crore rupees in 23-24. That is a significant 3.25% growth. All right, this growth had been achieved because we have exported BrahMos missile to Philippines, we have exported artillery and radars to Armenia, and even HAL Tejas and Dhruv helicopters had been a key interest of various defense partners or the nations that are there. But at the same time, defense industry and modernization, it is engulfed with certain kind of challenges as well. The first thing is that there is a technology gap. When it comes to the dependency, so we have dependency on the critical structures or the ingredients which are there, like for example, aero engines and also semiconductors. So over there, we are dependent upon the other nations. At the same time, there is acquisition delays as well. There are long gestation period when it comes to the Make in India projects. Like for example, we have lots of projects which have run into delays, whether it is LCA Tejas or even various submarines which are being manufactured by India indigenously. Then there are certain R&D ecosystem challenges as well, because when it comes to the DRDO, so with DRDO and the defense industry, there is a gap. All right, so what happens is that the ideas, the projects, they are not implemented smoothly and significantly. There is also low power sector investment in the fundamental research when it comes to the modern defense industry in India. And also there is a paradox, that is guns versus butter. All right, this paradox means that India is right now developing nation. So how we should move forward, and we should also, whether we should spend on the defense so much when lots of population of India, they are living below the poverty line. So balancing defense spend with the social welfare spending, that leads to a paradox, that is guns and the butter. Now, when it comes to the strategic autonomy in defense architecture, so in 2024, there had been negative import list that had been expanded to more than 5,000 items. That is, these 5,000 items we are now not importing, but we are manufacturing in India. At the same time, this is the implementation of the integrated theatre command centers that we will see in 2026 or most probably in 2027. And by 2030, 50% of the defense acquisition that will come from the private industry in India, and by 2047, we will be Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is, there will be zero import dependency that we will see in India. Now, when it comes to a nation, so a strong nation is not the one or that has many weapons, but one that can manufacture its own security. All right, so this is the new strategic doctrine for the new India. At the same time, it is very important to ponder upon the ethics angle as well, that is guns versus butter debate. And over here, the question that you may ask is $92 billion justified in developing nation? Now, while you are answering this, remember that for development as well, defense is the priority. If you are not capable to defend yourself, you cannot develop yourself. So therefore, it is a priority. Now, when it comes to the the courses which are there on the Study IQ platform, so we are offering you with 50% off and the double validity for all the UPSC courses, right? You are getting 50% off and along with this double validity as well. And for this offer, you can use the code BRS Live. If you are using this code, so you will find all the courses which are there for the UPSC on the platform. They will be for 50% off as well as for the double validity. Alright, so these are the two important courses that we have just started on 27th of April. You can enroll into them. Alright, these are the foundation batch for your UPSC. Alright, for your UPSC 2027 and for 2028 as well. So we have these two important courses which are running right now, and we have just started the batches from 27th of April. You can enroll into them. And again, one more important thing that you have to understand is that 50% off along with double validity is valid only till 30th of April. So if you will use or you will enroll into these courses before that, you will be able to gain the benefit of the offer that we are providing. Alright, so that would be all. But at the same time, do not forget to like the session as well as share and subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any updates. Thank you. Bye-bye and Jai Hind.